Anyway, I look slightly less like I'm in a detective's documentary, but still, I'm working on my lighting situation.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get you one of those, those arm bar lights.
Mm-hmm.
One of those, like the straight bars or whatever that has a lot of really good LED lighting to put over the top of you. But then it's gonna look like angelic. Like there's all this light coming down.
You know what? I mean,
you're welcome. What the hell are we talking about today? Also, we should do the intro.
Oh, yes.
Before we're so good.
Right. Thank God we called it Living Understaffed, because the worse we fuck up, the more we're like, it's our brand.
It's our brand. It's part of our lore.
Because here's the thing. This podcast could be totally successful. We could be like shits and gigs level huge, right? And you and I would still fucking forget to do the intro. Our bedrooms are still going to be a fucking disaster. Like, those things are not going to change.
Down.
Or at least they're not going to change.
I'm going to be recording
with more money.
Yeah. Well, that's true.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Erika.
And I'm Sarah. This is the Living Understaffed podcast that we really don't have our shit together, and it's chaos we can't clock out of. So
even the tiniest bit.
It's bananas. It is truly bananas. Erika, how has your week been?
Terrible. Thanks for asking. You and I have both been like, I feel like I am just plummeting into a dumpster fire.
Big words.
And I just can't. Yeah. I'm like, I want to fling myself out, because whatever is wherever I'm going to land is going to be better than like the mental health space that I am just diving headfirst into.
Currently residing in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's been cool. I just
the sarcasm dripping with disdain.
Dripping, truly. I just had like, I also had a lot of like realizations about myself. Like the fact that I get in my own way a lot, specifically with like when you're talking about like intimacy or like having feelings in general, specifically feelings with people or a person. And I'm like, wait a minute, you're actually not available? Wow, you just got so much more attractive. That's not how your brain is supposed to work. And it happens to me immediately. It's not even like, oh, it could be something else. No.
I love how we've talked about this too. And you're very self-aware of how unhealthy it is. And yet you're like, it'll buff.
It'll buff. It never does. Spoiler, it never buffs. It's bad every time.
Every single time. And okay, how many people in the world are 1,000% guilty of the same thing? Like many. A large percentage.
Yes.
A large percentage.
Yes.
And here's the bigger issue is that you are aware of it and still do it.
Mm-hmm. That's the thing.
That's the worst part.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you weren't aware, whatever, then yeah, it'll really buff.
Mm-hmm.
But you're aware of it.
Yeah.
That sucks.
I'm fully colossally aware how not only am I aware that I do this, but I like actively seek it out. Like I think about the people that I have been romantically interested in the last year-ish. How many of them have been absolutely not available?
Oof.
Most of them.
Is this a rhetorical question, or do you want me to hurt your feelings? Okay. All right.
Don't worry.
As long as we're on the same page.
And those aren't the people that are emotionally unavailable, right? Because recently okay, hold on. Recently, I've been better about having feelings for people that are more. I'm not even going to say that because I haven't really. Fuck.
No, do continue. Do continue. This is, if anything, this is also a podcast of self-awareness and hurting our own and each other's feelings. So,
yes,
by all means, continue.
The thing is that damn it. I have painted myself into a corner. Figuratively.
100%.
The people whose company I enjoy have been unavailable. Like completely. And I also did the same thing when I was single before. And I remember thinking, it was easier. I don't know about you, but when I was 20, it was so easy to justify my own bad behavior. I was so good at it. And now I'm an adult.
Let's go.
A real adult, and I want to make positive changes in my life, so I can't just blame everyone else. Rude. So right now I'm in the what is it? What is it about that makes me this way?
We're going to take a couple of seconds and listen to the next indie author that we want to feature from Lit Libations in May with Casey Bookbeat. We have been we kind of talked about it already about Trisha Otis, but it honestly is our pleasure to feature these indie authors because they are putting in more hustle than we do for the pod. They are writing books. They are pursuing a dream. They are doing the things that they want to do. This is their future. This is their thing. So for us to feature these guys is no skin off our teeth, right? Like no skin off our bones, no skin off our teeth.
No skin off our back.
Yep.
Me, who is severely sunburned.
Take a second.
And there very clearly will be skin coming off of my back. You're welcome for that visual, everyone.
Yeah.
If I have to suffer, so do you.
Yeah. So give this next author a listen, and we'll be right back.
So my name's Marcus. I'm with Freedom Literature. We are a mobile pop-up bookstore that's based in Urick, Missouri. We've got a boutique in Harrisonville Winery. We like to focus our attention on independent authors local to Kansas City, Missouri. We truly enjoy the book community and what literature does for everybody. So we created this to bring books and literature and different things to underserved markets where all you may find is a Walmart who has just a generic selection, or even maybe that's 20, 30 miles away. So we truly enjoy bringing everything to people who can't get to.
Well, first of all, I'm going to explain my week before we segue.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I'm an asshole. I just commandeered the conversation for 20 minutes.
It's fine. And honestly, that's half of why we started the podcast anyway, was for you and me to just, video call each other.
That's true.
My week has sort of leveled out. Sort of. I have decided to leave my job with the government in Missouri, and it is it is very sad. I have been here for 5 years and I really, really love my job. But there is no potential for me to promote. There is, at least within my department, and the current type of employment that I have makes it really difficult to get into a permanent job. And so I have decided to leave at the end of October, which is, believe me, Erika and I have talked about how emotional I am versus how emotionally distant she is, and it has been it's been real. The holy shit. So yeah, tears have been shed. I have talked to a few of my students and kind of explained the situation, and it really just sucks. Honestly, I really love my job. But it's, it's time to move on. I have bigger potential. I have more to give. I have, I have a lot more potential than to just sit in an admin position and wait. And it's not who I am. So there are some other things that are kind of in the works right now. My other job that I travel for, I'm going to start picking up more events with them, which is kind of exciting. And how much, even just on the podcast, but how much have I talked about wanting to be fully remote and wanting to travel and all of those things? I have a job that pays me to travel. So like, why would I not pursue that, So it is exciting. It is terrifying. And we have, holy crap, we have so many things for the podcast that have just happened recently. So we signed on a sponsor out of Australia. We'll be announcing details very, very soon, hopefully next week. And we also got a feature in a magazine, Erika and I. And we are like, first of all, is this real life? Like, is this... Excuse me? So shout out to the She Rises studio. We are huge fans. Erika and I are both about to go through like a writing / journaling workshop with them. And like, that's fucking terrifying in and of itself. But they did a 2-page feature on us, and it's really fucking cool. So we'll put the link in the show notes. Honestly, it's crazy. I am so excited to get my hands on like a physical copy and flip through the pages and be like, that's us. That's the podcast right there. Erika and me just chilling in this magazine. So the magazine is called Podcast Stars, and it's so exciting. And I will say there are a ton of other podcasts in there as well. So if, Living Understaffed for whatever reason isn't quite your cup of tea, I guarantee you can find something in there that is your cup of tea. But yeah, so yeah, there are a lot of things going on as far as my last, 10 days since we recorded. And like, it's just been, I'm the crazy emotional person that wears my heart on my sleeve. So like, it's been emotional, and, I don't think that I have any more tears left in my tear ducts, if we're being honest. So
yeah. And if we're being really honest, we both cried this week, which should tell you something.
Which for anyone that has listened to anything of Erika in the last year knows that that's like seeing a fucking unicorn riding a rainbow trying to find the leprechaun at the end of the rainbow. Like,
yeah, I'm not a crier. It's been over a year, I think. I'm positive. Which is wild. I think there's probably something wrong with me, but I have too many other things that take priority right now.
Yes.
And like, we did not think that we thought this was going to be like a hobby. I mean, it still is a hobby, but like not even a particularly like...
It is.
Like, but we do so much, and it like means a lot to people. Like, we got a compliment from one of the nicest, sweetest, competent, inspiring people we know. Trisha Otis, she's amazing. Her episode is also fantastic. She's the owner of Sunfire Books and is one of the what is it? She's the vice president. I always forget what she does at Casey Bookbeat.
You're so adorable. You get it wrong every time, which makes you adorable. But she is the owner of Sun Fox Books, and she's the vice president of the nonprofit Casey Bookbeat.
that one. Listen, I'm doing my best. But she's genuinely
she did compliment
lovely.
us yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, she I was texting her because I myself am understaffed, just mentally and physically, but I was wondering if, she has this witch's elixir of life that she could share, because she has her own social media pages, her own social media accounts, and she is posting on them on a regular basis. And by regular, I mean sometimes up to 3, 4, 5 times a day. Then also, she does a lot of the social media for Casey Bookbeat, and Casey Bookbeat is all over multiple social media platforms, as well as her business, Sun Fox Books. And I was like, can you share whatever witch's brew it is that you consume, because I need some? And I just, you're very inspiring. Like, not only that, not only does she post on all 3 accounts, multiple accounts, right? But she's also commenting from all 3 on other people's content. So like, there was a bunch of people that just got they just got nominated for like best book of Kansas City. There's some kind of something going on of like best of Kansas City, I think. And I have seen her comment on so many people's posts of either their nominations, asking for nominations, or just things that are going on with their lives. Like Isley Rose, she has some medical things going on, and so she was commenting on her reel. And like, I don't understand how she has the mental wherewithal to do all of that and be working and dealing with her own medical shit and be a parent and a wife. Like, first of all, she's a vampire, and I would also like to be a vampire, please and thank you. So I was complimenting her on all of this, and she straight up flipped the script on me and complimented the podcast and said, you guys are doing so much. Not only are you guys podcasters, but you are successful, and you have a following, and you have a business out of it, and you are doing these things for other people. You have no idea how you changed the lives of those authors from the Lit Libations show in May. And I am the emotional person, started bawling because I was like, what do you mean? Because in my response to that, I am constantly feeling like a failure right now, constantly feeling like I'm letting people down, and constantly feeling like I'm not fucking succeeding, and I'm just stuck in this mud pit. And she says something like that, and I'm like, who are you talking about? Because it's not me. It's not me.
Yes.
Ugh. So, yeah, I took a screenshot of that and sent it to Erika and was like, this angel of a human is trying to compliment us, and I am not okay.
She's a literal Disney princess. Like, for real.
She really is. She really is.
Yeah. I don't know what it is.
Yes.
And we're both like this. We're like, one of my coworkers, I was hanging out with her the other day, and her and her sister, and she was talking to her sister about like, because people are always like, oh, like, what do you do? And she was explaining, she's like, Erika fixes everything. And I was like, no, I don't. She was like, yes, like, everybody asks you for stuff. Like, you are so important. Like, you do so much for the office. And I was like, not really. And she's like, yes, really. Like, she was like, she was making a joke. She's like, when are you going TDY? And I told her the dates. She's like, I'm calling in those days. I'm not coming in if you're not going to be at work. Absolutely.
I love that.
So
that's fantastic. I mean, it sucks because like even in the midst of me closing out my job, I know that you do a lot. I know that I do. I think you know that you do a lot, but and it's the same thing for me, because that kind of stuff comes so naturally and it's easy and we're problem fixers and we do the things to help other people get their shit done, it doesn't come across as a whole lot to us because we're used to it, because we're used to doing things for other people and we're used to fixing things and we're used to having and creating solutions for different situations. Mm-hmm. I am not acutely, but quite aware of the amount of stuff that I do for my job that I am doing literally everything I can to help set them up for success. Mm-hmm. Because the person coming in behind me is not going to be as up to speed. And it's going to take them a while to catch on to all of the things that position has to encompass. And it's shitty. It's also a shitty feeling because I'm the lowest paid person in the office. So also, they shouldn't put so much on one person's fucking plate. Can we talk about that too? Like, yes. Of course I'm fucking leaving. I'm not getting paid for the amount of work that I'm putting out. So yes. If there's no potential for promotion, why would I stay?
Also, can I just tell you how proud I am of you for recognizing that you deserve to get paid more for all the work that you're doing?
No, you cannot. Thank you so much.
Okay.
No. It's oh my God. Erika has been with me for the last 2.5 weeks of just tears and uncertainty, and I'm grateful. I am, but it's gonna take a lot for me to kind of like, God, Sarah, don't fucking cry. It's gonna take a lot for me to get to a point where I am completely accepting of this decision. And guys, I can't even fully take credit for making the decision because it wasn't. It was basically made for me with all of these factors that are out of my control that I have no say in. And so the only and again, we've talked about it, I'm a fucking control freak. Erika's a control freak. I want to keep all of the decisions that are about my life within my little bubble and deal with it myself. In this particular situation, everything is out of my control. And the tiniest bit of control that I have in the situation is to leave. I made that decision for myself. So I am moving to Texas. I am doing things that will better my future. I have things set up that will help me with retirement and with these things that I am interested in, with the podcast, with whatever. That is the tiniest bit of control. And then, talking about it for the last 5 years of being fully remote, I fucking cannot stand Fort Leonard Wood. Why would I stay? Correct. So here it is. This is the opportunity. This is the time for me to take that control back into my own hands and say, I don't have to fucking stay here. I don't have to fucking put up with this. It is hard to say that out loud to anyone else besides this microphone because it doesn't quite fully click in that this is getting out there to pieces of the world. Too bad, so sad, Sarah. Like, the decision isn't in your hands anymore.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Erika has been with me she's been with me for the roller coaster since February because there was a chance in February that I would lose my job too. So, the whole roller coaster with the government the cuts in civilian workforce and all these things that they're trying to do to help the fucking budget, it came around and it came to kick me in the ass. So here I am. And I'm going to move and I'm going to leave Missouri and I'm going to go somewhere that I have Wi-Fi in a city and not the forest. Mm-hmm. And I'm so excited about that.
A whole new dating pool.
Oh, God. I can't, you know what? I can't even fucking talk about dating right now. No. The dating
get that a little
pool
bit.
Of that area of Texas can go fuck off and stay away from me. Thank you so much.
I also recently by recently, like when I transferred all my stuff over to my new phone, I just deleted all of the dating apps that I had on there. I'm like, I don't have time. I don't have time and I don't have the energy. And if the things that I need out of like, like that, like human connection or like boy attention that I want, either I want to be able to fulfill that need myself or like recognize it as something that like, why am I seeking validation from somebody that I don't necessarily want validation from, or like why, which I've gotten a lot better about in the last year or so, but there's always room for improvement.
At least this time around, you're saying that you're getting better about it rather than be like, I don't actually do that. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm fully healed. Anyway.
Entirely.
I am actually perfection. No comments. I do not need any therapy at all. I'm truly like, I'm what everyone should strive.
While we're on that topic, you should also just stop drinking water and completely fill yourself with iced coffee. Who cares? Oh, and stop taking your medication. Let's just fuck it all, dude. Don't need it.
Absolutely not. My medication is a part of me and will be until the day that I die. Non-negotiable.
Oh God.
But yeah, I've been trying to like focus on that, among all the other things and emotional turmoil that we're both going through right now.
Entirely. Yeah.
But also, we say this all the time, like, I genuinely have a very good group of friends right now in my life. Like, I have you, I have my friend Allison and Abby, and Aloha, Natalie,
Selena,
and Michelle, and Selena, and like so many people that just like genuinely love me and care about me and like being around me. That I'm like, why? And not to mention like all the people that I work with, like I genuinely have a very, very good group of people in my like in the admin section where I work that I can depend on and ask questions and stuff like that. And like that's just really nice. And the thing that I'm just really bad about is like vulnerability. And I am kind of realizing that it's a lot easier for me to be vulnerable around people that I don't know as well, or people that I know are not fully available, or people that I know for whatever reason are going to let me down. So in my head, I can be like, see, I already saw it coming, so it's actually fine. Which is self-destructive and a trauma response, and that's something I should probably work on. Why are we like this? Why are we like?
Honestly, that is a question that I ask on a regular basis because I can't even. Okay. 5 years ago, me was getting therapy. I mean, I still am, but like 5 years ago, me had basically started therapy, was trying to work through a relationship that was unavailable to me, was trying to work through my own issues, living in a different country, moving back to the States, doing all these things. I feel like that's when essentially my healing journey started. Then I got on a weight loss journey and I started doing all these things to like really better myself. And 5 years ago, me is a completely different person than who I am today. And I'm very grateful for that because I feel like I've grown. And I can say the exact same thing to you, Erika. Like 5 years ago, you is not the same person that you are today. And it's a good thing. It's a good thing. It's growth and it's awareness and it's trying to remove some of those self-destructive traits. And if at all, if we can't remove the self-destructive traits, it's the fact that we are aware of them, which is also a piece of growth. So I know you and I have this podcast and we have our friendship and we have this good rapport that we kind of build off of. And the fact that I have you also to hold me accountable because I am vulnerable with you is one of the best things of my life. Like, yes, we have this relationship that we hurt each other's feelings, but in a sense that you're saying that you can't or don't want to be vulnerable to the people that know you is also so that we don't hurt your feelings, which is a control thing, right? Like, you can tell a perfect stranger because they're not going to do anything about it, or someone that you are interested in, but only for dating purposes or whatever. But you're also not letting me in or whoever else that is close to you, because we would hold you accountable and we would ask you the tough questions. And it's just that you're not ready for that yet. And that's okay too. Oh, and my internet went out. Why? I'll paraphrase so that you know what I said.
Thank you.
Because it is pertinent to this conversation. But what I said was like, I am the emotional person. Out of the two of us, I am more emotional. And it's not that you're not emotional. You're not fucking stone cold. For anybody listening to this, it's not that
you're more
cold.
like
it's that
you show your emotions more readily than I do.
Yes. And I 100% am the first person to cry. Like, hands down.
The
I'm a crier.
ASPCA,
but like
Sarah McLachlan commercials every time. Tears.
I have to skip it. I have to leave the room. It's so bad. But which also Sarah McLachlan, amazing. Anyway,
truly.
What I said was I am an emotional human, and it's not to say that you're not. But when you make the comment that it is easier for you to be emotional with a perfect stranger, it's because that perfect stranger has no emotional stakes in keeping you accountable. So the fact that and she is emotionally vulnerable with me, but obviously on a recording she's not going to be. But like, when she is vulnerable with me, it's only when she's ready.
Let's take a second to listen to one of the indie authors that we met and recorded when we were at the Lit Libations by Casey Bookbeat in May. It was truly like inspiring and so much fun to meet all of them and like learn about their books and read what they had been writing. And they're all incredibly talented people, so you should give them a listen.
I am a podcaster and an author. My podcast is Positively Joy. So you can find everything at positivelyjoy.com. But I am both crime fiction author and an inspirational author. I'm here today to talk about my crime fiction. And I just love her because my character, Linda Radcliffe, very complicated, very realistic, down to earth. She has faith, but she's divorced and she thinks she should lose some weight and she has men problems, just like everybody else. However, she's a journalist and she covered a serial killer back in the day when her career was just beginning. 20 years later, she kind of gets pulled back into this web of suspense and mystery in this small Oklahoma town where the original serial killer began. Now, he's dead, so we know the new killings are not him. So there's no red herring there. However, there's new killings and there's some questions as to whether or not there's a tie. It's not really copycat killings per se, but there's some questions as to whether there's a tie. That's all I'll say. But she's a great character, and I think that the way she goes about trying to keep promises, and which is why she came back to the town at the behest of one of the family members of the victims of the original serial killer. She didn't want to go back, but she felt like she needed to keep her promise. And that's what she does. She keeps her promises. She meets an old flame that she used to work with because she used to live and work there. And that also comes with some promises too. So there's 2 books. Book 1 and book 2 are complete. There will be a 3rd book, which I'm working on now. And she has to make some big decisions in this series. So at the end of book 1, she makes a big decision. End of book 2, she makes a big decision. And so I think that people will enjoy her, enjoy the mystery, trying to solve the crime, and, and a little romance along the way.
Okay, guys. So after we've had our own, inner monologue recording for the last God knows how long, one of the things that we definitely talk about on a regular basis is mental health, right? And so I know for me specifically, work is going to be really crazy for me for the next 3 months to really kind of button up all the things that need to be buttoned up with my position. And then also with that, mental health, like coping strategies and well-being and what can we do for self-care and things like that. So as far as the CDC goes, living with stress, how it impacts every day. So this, and it's all things that we've heard 100 times before. Stress can cause the following. It can cause feelings of fear, anger, sadness, worry, numbness, nightmares, problems sleeping, physical reactions like headaches and body pains. We've all been there. It can also worsen chronic health problems and mental health conditions. So the fact that like Erika and I, we talk about our own personal mental health struggles. We talk about our physical struggles. Like I know, like I'm back on a diet regimen type of thing. And the amount of stress eating that I do on a regular basis is so annoying. Like I know it about myself, but like, it's like my stomach is a bottomless pit. So in that, it talks about 10 coping strategies to improve your mental health and your well-being. So this is actually from Mindful Health Solutions from 2023. And I really liked the way that this article was set up because it talks about the importance of coping strategies, but it also talks about emotional awareness. So Erika and I talk about this a lot. And so making an episode out of it has, it's been on our minds and today's that day. So one of the things that it talks about is before diving into those coping mechanisms, it's important to identify what exactly you're feeling. By recognizing your emotions, what triggers them is the cornerstone of your emotional intelligence. So one of the physical coping strategies they talk about is exercise. I have a pretty good routine. It's been off a little bit the last couple weeks, but I have a pretty good routine where I'm getting up in the mornings, row machine, indoor bike, stair machine. Like I have some weight equipment and whatnot. And that is one thing that I have been pretty consistent with and I'm grateful for. So, it's not just like a workout routine, but even like Erika, she walks her dog in the mornings, she walks her at night before bed and stuff like that. So like it is good for you to get outside, go into the out and touch grass. Like it is good. In fact, we are all houseplants and we need that vitamin D. So I'll never stop preaching that. Another physical coping strategy could be deep breathing. Sounds super simple, but there's different exercises. Like there's the, what do they call it? The 4-7-8, 4-7-8, where it's you inhale for 4 seconds, you hold it for 7, and you exhale for 8. I think that's what it is. So there's that, and no, there's several other things. Like I think I've seen on TikTok in the last few months that there's these other like breathing exercises that they really stress on to help with certain situations. The last one that's in this article, it talks about healthy eating. Go fuck yourself. It's my biggest flaw. It's my biggest
listen,
it's my biggest weakness.
I had a milkshake for breakfast last week. 8:30 a.m. And then I felt like shit all day. And I was like, how could I possibly have avoided this? Well,
honestly, it's also like, I know that it's also like a stress reaction where it's like, oh, I'll be fine, whatever. And then also the medication that I'm on, it's making me super nauseous all the time. So I'm like, I'll throw it up anyway.
Yeah.
That's not healthy. That's not okay.
Yep.
God. Mm-hmm. So, and it's shitty because like I have struggled with my weight my whole life. Like I have struggled with fluctuations my whole life. And now I'm at a point that like my exercise regimen is in play. Like I am good, not good, but like I have a better regimen than nothing at all, And then I understand the concept of healthy eating, and I understand that my stress levels play a huge part and my depression levels play a huge part. And then it's like, I can eat this whole bag of popcorn in 4 minutes and it'll be fine. It's like it never happened.
Yeah.
That's not like, that's okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that is also a physical.
Sorry. I was just going to say, it is truly astonishing how much work and effort it takes to be like mildly in shape and not crumbling internally. It's pretty rude, actually.
Yeah. Well, I'm about to hurt your feelings with these next couple things because we talk about psychological coping strategies. One that I am not good at is meditation.
Oh,
meditation is something that anxiety does not allow me to do. It would be awesome to sit and clear my mind and just live in that empty space. No, that doesn't exist for me. That's not. Listen, is it something that I could probably be taught? Yes, but it's going to take years. And I'm not willing to put in that work for that particular thing. The one that I think is going to hurt your feelings for both of us is cognitive reframing and positive affirmations. And we all know, for those of us that believe in manifestation and believe in bringing those positive things into our lives, Erika, you even said it before. You said, if I get the promotion, and then 2 seconds later you were like, when I get the promotion. Like you're even doing it.
Yes.
Very consciously. And so that's something that we both need to be better at, where it's like, when we, even at the beginning of this recording, when we're like, we suck at this. We clearly suck at this. That's why it's called Living Understaffed. We're never going to get better. But look where we are.
Yes.
Compared to where we were a year ago.
That's very true. Like, considering where we are, and not even like, I don't even mean like professionally or financially or anything like that, but just like how much more self-sufficient we are emotionally. Like, we're not falling back on calling that guy that sucks because I get a little bit of validation when I talk to him. Or like seeking out, just being really self-destructive because it's easier than being like, okay, I actually like, this is my first instinct, but really I need to do this because ultimately that's better for me.
Yeah. So I am I'm hurting both of our feelings with this next one with positive affirmations. So we all know they can help you challenge and control your self-sabotaging thoughts. Like we all know. So what it talks about is that positive affirmations shift your mindset. Creating a set of 3 to 5 affirmations that coincide with your values and your vision for your best life can work wonders in shifting your mindset. So 5 examples would be, it's okay to say no. All right. Love that for us because we're terrible at it.
Correct.
The next one says, only you can define who you are. And when you define who you are, it can feel difficult when you're living with different mental health conditions. So it's important to remember that no condition defines you overall. The only thing that can decide who you are, your values, your morals, what makes you unique, is you. It's hard to read that out loud.
So I will say, playing devil's advocate, me this time, when I started seeing a therapist before I had decided to ask Nolan for a divorce, one of the things that I really struggled with was like, did this happen? Is this all in my head? Am I just overreacting? Like, is this a real thing that I have any right to be upset about? And my therapist at the time was like, okay. Like, she's done it since then, which I like even less. But at that point, she was like, it doesn't really matter if those things are, if it, like, you feel the way that you feel, and you should trust your own judgment. And I was like,
yes.
But what if I'm wrong? And she's like, it doesn't matter. You still feel this way. And like, you deserve to have your feelings addressed and validated. And for me, I'm like, because I come from a family of riddled with mental illness, and so does Sarah. So it's very easy to be like, when I don't get really wishy-washy about how certain I am about something, like, you know, like, I'm for sure this happened, or like, this is how I feel, or like, this situation was shitty for this reason, or holding somebody else accountable, I'm immediately like, oh my God, what if I'm actually like all of these family members that are completely unhinged? And my therapist was like, well, you're not like that. And like, I've had a couple therapists do this, and it was really helpful because they were like, people who have severe unmedicated mental health problems do not have a stable career, a stable relationship, stable friendships, stable living situations, people that have been in their lives for a long time. They don't have those things. So when you start to think that way, remember that, so you can, because if I can use logic to like reframe, I can do that. So like, I have to do that to like prime myself, and then go into the like, I actually can trust my own judgment. I actually can trust my own judgment. And there's so much more that goes into it. Like, you know, the relationship that I was in, and the childhood that I have, and the parents that I had, and all of that stuff goes into like how you think about yourself and the world around you. But I remember, or especially when I was younger, so many people had like talking about, oh, just say positive things about yourself in the mirror every morning. I'm like, I would rather kill myself. I'm not fucking doing that. Like, I would rather die.
I don't want to do that either, but I did find, this was like Facebook Marketplace like 5 years ago. I found this little wooden cutout, and on it, painted, says, "You did not wake up today to be a weak ass bitch." And I was like, oh, I need that every day of my life. Thank you. So it's in my bathroom. I'm
going to write that on a sticky note and put it in my bathroom too.
You need to.
Yeah.
You need to. So
there's another one.
This article. Oh, sorry.
I'll have to send it. I'll have to find it and send it to you. But it was essentially like, there were a few things that this woman said, but like, she's like, I would rather replace all of my fingers with Q-tips than fumble a girl like me. And I was like, that's the type, like, I need to like, she was like, I would move to the most remote corner of the earth and never talk to anyone ever again if I fumbled a girl like me. And I was like, yes, girl. Now, do I feel that way about every woman I know? Absolutely. Like, every woman I know is like beautiful and wonderful, and like, or at least like all of my friends like that I spend time with, beautiful, wonderful.
Yes.
Like, puts time into like self-improvement, and is doing her best, and has a good job, and is working towards goals, and is fun to be around, and constantly like is looking to better herself, and goes out in nature and plans fun things, and like does all of this stuff, and like builds a community and all of that stuff. And he's literally just a man.
A man who doesn't appreciate you and what you have to offer.
Anybody says anything. Sometimes men just exist, and they're like, I don't understand. I'm like, wow.
But that also is not a you problem.
No.
That is not a you problem.
No. Also, so could the case be made that the men that I interact with the most are not the best? Also, yes. But we're not going to talk about that right now, because frankly, that level of self-awareness is not something I want to deal with right now.
Yeah, no, not worth it. That's for a different episode that we will unpack later.
Correct.
So the other strategies on here are social coping strategies where seeking support and setting boundaries, and actively listening and empathy are also listed on here. We are not good at this, admittedly, but we have gotten better. Another creative activity as a coping strategy. So one of them could be drawing and painting. Erika has recently started painting, and she is amazing. I may or may not transpose a photo into the show because she's really good. Another one would be writing. We're both starting a writing workshop here in the next week, I think. Gross. Another one is music. Both of us, huge music fans. Another one is reading. Also, can we talk about how we missed our book club meeting again?
Again. That's the thing, though. Again.
You know what? We're consistent. You're welcome.
Right? For real.
The other one on here is crafting. So can we also talk about how we decided to take on a podcast when we have no time?
No.
But we did it anyway.
Also, Sarah crocheted me an entire blanket in not a lot of time.
That's true.
And without my knowledge, I had no idea. She's just like, I brought you this thing. Also, my dog immediately stole it. She's like, this is mine now. It's not even she piles it up on the corner of my bed, and she curls up on top of it like she's a Disney princess. Which she is. I'm like, I love her so much, and she
obviously is.
She deserves nothing less. However, I feel like I wish she remembered the fact that she was literally a street urchin 3 years ago. So,
the other couple of things that are on here where it talks about positive affirmations. One thing is it talks about let go of what isn't working. Marie Kondo that shit out of your life. With me moving to Texas, I'm downsizing a bunch of my stuff, and I was holding on to things where I'm because right now I have roommates, so I'm not fully moved in or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Which we can talk about this on another episode, but on a big universe level, the amount of times that my friends here, my work relationships would try to not necessarily pressure me, but really have serious conversations with me about getting an apartment or a house and signing a lease. If I had done that, I would be forced to stay here and find additional income after my term ends.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that I didn't do that. But anyway, in downsizing my stuff, I'm going through totes and I'm like, why do I have this? Why do I have this? Why do I have this? I don't need this. I'm also, I'm moving into a house. I will have roommates. So it's I'm, their kitchen is going to be fully stocked. I don't need to bring pots and pans with me that I've been holding on to for the just in case house that I move into and, whatever. So I know that there's things that I can get rid of. But yeah, Marie Kondo that shit. Who gives a shit? The other thing on here, where'd it go? Wrong one. The other one on here is you deserve patience. This year and every year, you have to be kind to and patient with yourself. We're not good at that.
No.
We're terrible at that.
Also, rude.
And then the last one, trust me.
No one is
the
less
last
patient
one,
with
which
me
is
than
the
I
worst
am.
one.
It gets worse? What?
Gets worse. The last one on here is it's okay to prioritize yourself.
Disgusting. Well, now that my day's ruined. Thanks.
I love you, and you're welcome.
I hope you enjoyed.
You wanna close the episode?
Yes. Yes.
Good.
Now, I hope everyone is enjoying my pain because that was awful. Thanks, Sarah. The only thing that makes it even a little bit better is that I know Sarah hurt her own feelings as much as she hurt mine. So that makes me feel a little better.
Factual.
But Thank you, everyone, for listening. Remember, we have another Lit Libations in November by Casey Bookbeat, which is super duper exciting. We still have sponsorships with Forever Storage, our OG, Everyday Dose, and Primal Queen. Our book club book is called Thunder Thighs by an author that Sarah will put in the show notes because I suck. And follow us on all the socials and leave comments. We love you so much, and without you, we would be potting into the void.
Yep.
That's all I got. I'm doing my best.
Yep.